one of the biggest things in being an entrepreneur is you almost have to live without self-doubt. You can't doubt yourself. If I doubted myself that I couldn't produce this watch, then I wouldn't have this watch right now. If I doubted myself that I couldn't produce the first real Bahamian clothing company, I wouldn't have the clothing company now. You almost have to will yourself beyond your own means. You know, even though this watch is 6 months in the making, I feel it's more like 10 years in the making, because I had to acquire so many skills to get to this point to produce this watch. Just from a design aspect, through the clothing company, you know, I developed skills that when I thought about the watch, I was able to put a design together and submit it to the manufacturer, you know, at specification. When I think about the courage or the faith to risk your last dollar on an idea that has never been done before, came from experiences that I draw on when I was 19 years old, spending my last dollar to make a screen for a t-shirt. You know, had I not had that experience in going all in and all chips on the table, I might not have taken the leap to create this watch, because it has been a long, difficult process. But I know that in the end, God doesn't put ideas on my heart that I don't use that will fail. You know, when I learned in December that I was going to be a father, automatically in my mind I thought, I have to be more responsible now. I have to plan for the future. I have to make sure that the road that I'm paving for my son is going to be one that he's going to follow in and do better than I can. You know, as a nation, statistically, we have a lot of things per capita of the highest in the world, and that says something about our little 350,000 people compared to the billions around the world. We produce quality people that can impact our world. If you think about Sidney Poitier, you know, he's someone that I look up to and I try to draw inspiration out of. That someone who was born in Cat Island with no electricity can reach such high standards in the world. And that's something I always think about when I'm creating a new brand, or I'm creating a new company. Like, I don't try to peg myself on a local standard in terms of quality, but I look to the bigger companies like a Rolex. Can I compete with Rolex? Is the quality of my product on that level where when you walk into the store, you look at my watch and you look at Rolex and you can actually compare them? You know, sometimes as a people we might get stuck in the barrier of only comparing what we produce amongst ourselves, but when we start looking beyond our shores, the quality of our product increases. And that's something that I always try to hit the marker on when I'm creating a concept. Can this go in the international market and compete with other companies that have been long established? You know, each LuCairi watch is handmade. I can't explain to you the difficult process in telling the manufacturer I only want 40 watches, but through my Bahamian negotiation skills I was able to talk him down and not producing 500 and only producing 40. But that affected the cost significantly, and especially with the materials that I wanted to use for the watch. I did not want to expend expenses on creating something that would be half the quality as a Omega watch. I wanted to make sure that every part that I use is the same part that they use in their watches. It took me 9 different suppliers to put this watch together, and every part that's used in this watch is what the top brand name companies use, because I didn't want to spare expenses and make excuses that this watch wasn't of the highest quality that it could be. I didn't want to produce something that I felt was of lower quality than what's already being offered on the market that you could purchase. I wanted you to feel that when you purchase this watch, the same quality and time and patience that went into building one of the top name brands would be used in this one. And you would look at it and you would think to yourself, wow, a Bahamian really produced this watch. This is not some $10 plastic watch that is going to be bought and sold on the side of the road. This is high quality material produced at the highest level, handmade, so you receive the best product that it could be. Where do I see this brand going? You know, this is going to be a full-on watch company. LuCairi does not stop at this 40th independence piece, but this is definitely the stepping stone to achieve greater things with the brand. Hopefully by December, my plan is to launch the female line to produce more diverse watches at different price ranges, but still maintaining the highest quality that I could achieve with the watches. A good friend of mine made a joke and he said, "So you're going to be the Rolex of Nassau?" And I pondered on that for a while, even though it was a funny joke. That's something that I think that I can achieve. You have to believe that you can go beyond what you even think of. You know, my cousin told me we need more tangible heroes. And to me, what that meant was so many young people don't have anybody to look up to in their own generation. And that's something that drives me to keep moving forward. A tangible hero, someone they can look up to, someone they can talk to, someone they can actually see in person, someone who can help them with their dreams and their goals and steer them in the right direction. And beyond getting recognition for creating a watch, I want to impact our entire country, you know, the entire Bahamas. I want that young person to say, you know what, this guy really did something that's never been done before, and he didn't have a bunch of money. He's a young Bahamian. He has ideas. He wasn't afraid to go out and make it happen. You know, I want the youth of this country and this nation, I want them to draw on every ounce of inspiration that they can from me to follow their own dreams, create their own paths. I want them to look at my watch and I want them to think, if he could create a watch, I could create a car. That's what I want to happen. Let this stepping stone of this watch lead to something even bigger. Let it be the block or the ladder that you can draw on to follow your own dreams, to create your own goals, to inspire other young people. And that's to me more important than anything. That's LuCairi.